I know things you never see. You never see someone taking a shit while running at full speed.
Come on, kid, get rid of some of them turds in the shit box.
Welcome to the Bathroom Break Podcast with me, Rab himself.
Like you're a singer in a band.
Oh, yeah.
Eat the microphone.
Just swallow
What mic
that
is this?
The cheapest one that Amazon had.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crap. And I was talking to my audio buddy, and he's like, what is it? I was like, and I sent him the link. It was like $14 or something.
Shit.
And he was like, yeah, it's a piece of shit, but if you stay close to it, it's a cardioid mic is the type.
Yeah.
You know that. So then, but if you stay close to it, it actually sounds all right.
So if you go off to the side, you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Then you're on it.
Yeah. Well, if you're over here, like,
Yeah.
you hear how it sounds like you're in the hallway.
Yeah, like if you're in a band,
Yeah.
so you don't hear the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just right there.
But then like those mics that like all the radio dudes use. There's like two that everyone uses. One's the Shure SM7, but my favorite is the EV what is it? Some RE20 in they call it the donkey dick mic. When you look at like people at radio stations, they always have it, and like it's my favorite. I don't have one, but I didn't know it was called the donkey dick, but it's like, so if you're here or you're here, it doesn't like change the volume.
Oh, that sounds good.
But like most rock stars don't use them, but except for like the guy in Radiohead and
Oh yeah.
a few albums, I
He
think.
likes a good donkey dick.
Yeah, and the guy from the one of the Clash albums, and Bob Dylan likes donkey dicks. A lot of really good. I like donkey dicks. Like,
Yeah. Who doesn't?
are we started?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're started.
All right.
We're on the Bathroom Break Podcast with Rab himself, and my guest today is Chris Pontius.
Hello.
And you guys know him from tons of stuff, Jackass, especially Wild Boyz, and then a bunch of movies, man. You've done like a whole bunch of movies as well, too.
This mic is no donkey dick. It's more of a plug.
Yeah, so screw the movies and all that other stuff. Let's go back to the donkey dick.
No.
Yeah, dude. But the SM7 that you were talking about, that's the one I hear about.
Yeah.
Is a good mic. Well, these are all great mics that I don't have. I have the $14 Amazon special.
They're all good. It just depends on like what kind of thing pleasures you.
Yes.
The donkey dick though is the one for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, me and Knoxville, and a bunch of, a few of the crew members from Jackass were in South Africa for a while last year, like making this movie, and that was really fun to be in Africa in general.
Yeah.
And like during the breaks, we cruised around other places in Africa, and that was rad.
Yeah. So you would just kind of travel around there a little bit, or?
Yeah, like to Malawi we went to, which
nice.
That's like a country in I'm gonna pretend like I don't even have a microphone, but no, we went to Malawi, which is like, it's like in Central Africa, and there's this giant lake there, and it's like a place where it's like a super good like freshwater scuba diving place. And so we went there, and that place was awesome. It was one of the most primitive places. Like, it's kind of like Africa 100 years ago, but it's not a dangerous country, like, because they didn't have like diamonds and like a lot of oil and things like that. So it's a mellow place, you know. Because I think in Africa, like the feeling that I've always gotten is the more like resources that they have there, like the more like trouble, more people fighting over it, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much money in the ground there, you know. But in general, it's just fun there. It's wild, like.
Yeah. So do you scuba dive, or you do that?
Yeah, but I don't scuba dive very much. I like to just do it with no tank.
Oh, yeah, like a free dive thing, or
yeah. But I don't try to go like 200 feet deep or nothing. But like, the place is like, it's like you're in the ocean, but it's a giant lake. It covers almost like the whole country.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
All the like, there's like all these giant. I mean, there's hippos and crocodiles in it and stuff like that. But it was sick. Like, and everyone was really nice there. South Africa was fun to be in too. Have you been there?
No, I have not ever been to anywhere in Africa. I need to go.
It was fun to be there.
My wife went to Kenya like last year.
She like it?
Yeah, she had a good time. She was teaching yoga training thing for all the locals there, and she had a good time.
Wow.
Yeah.
What town was she in?
She was in Kenya, and I'm not sure exactly what town.
Was she in the city?
Yeah, like sort of like, I mean, I guess, sort of in the city area, and she was kind of at like some of the local schools and helping some of the kids. They were like building desks and stuff for the kids, and then teaching like some of the adults how to teach yoga and meditation and breathing
Rad.
and all that kind of stuff. And
That's awesome.
yeah.
Kenya's rad. We went there on Wild Boyz, and it was one of the best animal places I've ever went to. But in the city, it's totally different. Like,
Yeah.
God.
So you're saying like just out in the wild, because they did go on a safari.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that seems incredible. Like Wild Boys stuff that you guys, because you were doing Wild Boys around the time when we were doing Viva La Bam stuff, and I liked being on Viva La Bam, but I was always jealous of like, man, they're traveling to the coolest places on Wild Boys, and
Yeah. Wild Boyz was like, the idea of it was like when I was a little kid, I wanted to have a nature show. Can you
Yeah.
hear me properly?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When I was a little kid, I wanted to have a nature show, and it was just my dream. And Jeff Tremaine's had the same dream pretty much, and we were like, let's just make the ultimate job and travel everywhere we want to go. And remember back then, like it was Jackass was pretty young at the time. Like,
Yeah.
And it was just like, let's like just live our dream, and go
Yeah.
everywhere. And during Wild Boyz, we went to places that, like, if you weren't doing like a show like that, you just couldn't go really. Like, no matter how much money you had or anything like that, like, we got to like film with like tribes in Borneo in the middle of nowhere, and
Yeah, dude, that's amazing.
meet people that had never met Westerners, and it was awesome because you really learn a lot on it too. Like, basically anywhere you go, everyone thinks farts are funny. And they'd like, yeah, it was awesome. Like, I mean, if we were the only Americans that like some people that we met had ever come across, like, it would probably give them, I think, especially certain places, like, they would have a good impression of America.
Yeah. Well, exactly, man. If you make them laugh, and like you said, farts are funny, so that works, man. That's good.
And yeah,
And I mean, how many countries did you go to? Like that, I feel like you guys went everywhere.
we went like we just tried to go everywhere that we wanted to go. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't get to go everywhere, but there's like we hit up, like, we went to Argentina, for example. Like the whole idea of going there was because Jeff Tremaine wanted to film like the killer whales, like sliding up on the beach and grabbing seals, which barely ever happens. But we went there and we had 2 days to try to film it, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, you got to like take a bunch of different planes and drive for 4 hours on a dirt road to get there. And they only let like 2 like little small groups film it at the same time.
Damn.
And the killer whales, like, they have to turn their sonars off when they are hunting seals this way. Like, I guess one of them learned it like 80 years ago how to do this. And so when the seals come across a certain part of the beach, they can hear them splashing and it's deep enough, like right off the sand, where they hear them splashing, and basically they all rush in like wolves, and they snatch them up, and it's like,
Damn.
it's one of the most, it's the raddest nature thing I ever saw in my life, because you'd see, it's all the young seals too, like, because they don't know not to like do that. So you'd see like these younger seals like cruising off in this one area. It's like the bad area, and the reason it never happens is because it's got to be like no wind, because if there's it's always onshore wind there, I guess, and if they can't hear the seals splashing if the wind is blowing like a certain way or too hard. So basically, like, they cruise to this one area and they hear them splashing like the shore break, and then all of a sudden fins just pop up in this bay and they all like rush in, and like, what's gonna happen, like, and you don't know who to root for because the seals are cute, but the killer whales are rad.
Yeah.
And but like, every time, like, pretty much like it's just someone gets snatched.
Damn.
But it's one of the raddest things I ever saw, and we had 2 days to film it, and it almost never it happens, like, not all the time, and one of the days we got it, and like this film crew from like a nature documentary from Germany was like there, and they'd been there for a month, and they were like, this is the best day that we had. And then I realized that we were like, Mother Nature was totally like looking after, like,
Yeah.
she wanted us to like to show the world this.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. 'Cause I was thinking like you were only there for that specific day, or like
We
or
had
did
2
you-
days
2
to try to film
yeah.
it, and one day was like just blown out, and you know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked. And then
Damn, and you got
one day
lucky.
was just perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got it like all day long. And then at the end of the day, like I saw a killer whale like jump through the air, like, and it was just when the sun was setting, and I was just like, oh my God, this is like the raddest nature day ever.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I'm jealous. That just sounds like the most fun
That was
thing
the
ever.
best.
Like, just all of those adventures on that
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
It was like, we went to so many rad places. India was a trip. India was one of the raddest places to film, because everything there is just upside down, like in a good way, but just everything, you know, like just walking down the street, like in this one town, Jaipur, which in my mind, it was kind of like the San Francisco of India, like
Yeah.
where like the eccentric people might live in them. This dude's walking down the street just naked, and then he got a big old dick, like, and it was like, of course he's walking around naked with
Yeah.
a dick like that, like, and it's just totally fine there.
Yeah.
And then we filmed with these other guys that were like, you know, like there's these different like crews there that like they a lot of them look the same, but they're into different things. But this one group called the Aguris that are like, they're into like just doing, their religion is all about like everything that's bad and like considered unholy to most like Hindu people is like a way to get closer to God for them. So like they like they like would like live in the burial grounds and or not burial grounds, like by the river where they cremate people, and they were into like drinking whiskey from like human skulls and
Damn. That's fucking gnarly.
yeah, they would eat raw meat. I don't know what kind of meat it was, and drink, you know, like they just being bad was basically their religion, and you know, like
That sounds
not
like a good religion.
They
Yeah.
weren't like I don't think they would hurt people, but like right when we met them, like this guy, the leader was, we had to like take our Indian crew, like took them down to the river because like normal like society doesn't like them, and so we filmed down by this river bank, and the leader was called Black Boom Boom Baba, and he's like wearing like a loincloth or something, and he had this, he's like, hey, everybody naked. Right when we walked up, he like just made us get naked, and then he's like, he had all these ashes. He's like, he starts rubbing them on us. He told us to rub them on ourselves, and he's like, burning body ashes.
Oh shit.
We're like, so they were like
That was somebody's body?
yeah.
Oh.
And he like, I'm rubbing them on my chest and my arms and stuff, and then he just takes a handful. He's like, oh, you missed a spot, and he rubs it all over my balls. Right when I met him, and then like a week later, I got the gnarliest rash on my balls. Like, and I don't know if it was from Black Mumu Baba or from the ashes. Like, but like nobody wanted to sit by me in the car, and I think I think it was just from like, because we went to Indonesia right after that, and we were like swimming in swamps and stuff a lot, and it was probably just being in a humid climate. Like, I don't think I caught anything from Boom Boom Baba.
Yeah.
Or the actor.
But you'll never know. Yeah.
I'll never know. But I couldn't even walk. I had to wear like a skirt like the whole time I was there. No underwear. I had a big bandage on my wiener.
Oh.
And then right when we got to Bali, actually right after India, and I was going pee, and our driver was a pervert, and he snuck up on me, and he's like, big banana. And like, he said that to me. He was like looking at my wiener.
He was watching it.
And then when the rash kicked in, he totally lost interest in it.
Oh.
But and I even called him out on it. I was like, you don't want the banana anymore, do you?
Oh my God, that's awesome. So wait, so he could see that it was like that bad? The rash was that?
Yeah, I had
gnarly?
to show. I showed everybody like.
Ugh.
I don't know if this is like a good thing to talk about, or like.
Oh yeah,
listeners will enjoy it, but yeah, like that was like a nightmare. And then once I left and got into like a colder climate, like it healed pretty quick.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh my God, that was a nightmare. Oh man, that sounds like a nightmare. Because I don't know, you would be like, where the hell did that? Like, if it was a heat rash or if it was like dead body.
I think it was
like,
a heat. I'd like to say it was a heat rash.
Yeah. Let's go with heat rash. Oh,
or like maybe Boom Baba. He didn't seem like the cleanest guy himself.
Yeah.
And like,
it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, like he was pissing into like a cup and having his bro drink it, and
Yeah.
they probably ate poo too and stuff, and yeah, I mean they were funny. We tried to film with them on Jackass, like when we did Jackass 2, because Jeff Tremaine was like, oh, we got to go back to India and film, and all the other guys just they heard these nightmare stories about these guys, and they were like didn't want to film, and so Dave England was the only one that like agreed to film with me and Steve-O, and
Of course he did.
so he's sitting with us, and then I heard Jeff Tremaine talking to the Indian crew guy, and he's like, how far do you want me to tell these guys to go? And Jeff's like, I'll tell them to go all the way, So this guy walks up like just covered in blood, like he cut himself up, and like he walks up to Dave like with this just blood dripping from him, like blood all over his hands, and Dave's just immediately, I was like, I like had to like step in because like I was like, you're jumping Dave into this way too quick. and
You're like me and Boom Baba go way
straight to
back.
blood.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and it was not even Boom Boom Baba. It was like their creepy friend, which this
Just,
dude.
where did the blood come from?
It came from him. He cut himself up. Like,
Damn.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are actually from wealthy families, and they just kind of like
Yeah.
you're like just step away from all
Outcast,
their
sort of.
wealth,
Yeah.
like, and just live on the streets or the burial grounds. These guys,
Damn.
they all have dreadlocks, and they. This one dude was dragging a car by his dick.
Damn, that dick! It must have had a long dick by the end of all that dragging.
I
feel like it was touching
I
the
saw
ground.
his dick and his balls for a second, but I couldn't even really look at them. Like he had a weird like chain around them. Like he had sworn like an oath of like celibacy, so he had like he made some male like.
So that's the only way you
What's
get.
it called when like in the old days like ladies would have to keep themselves from getting like from having sex.
A chastity belt.
Chastity belt. Like
Yeah.
he made like a male chastity belt, and he showed us like his private parts for a second, and it was just really complicated, like with chains and stuff.
It was complicated.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And yeah, I wasn't even into. I was not into him dragging stuff by his dick.
Yeah,
just
that's
going too
horrible.
far. I mean, I can't
believe it doesn't just rip your dick off.
I think penises are super resilient. Like they can, but God.
Like a car is like thousands of pounds.
Yeah, that's going too far. And he wasn't a big guy either.
Yeah.
And it was a neutral, and it was probably, I don't know if it was on a slope.
It was a
or
neutral.
what.
Yeah, that ought to make it easy.
It just, yeah. And I mean, if that's pretty much all he uses his wiener for besides peeing. I just didn't want to look at it. Like, and who knows? It was all chained up, like, and that was a bummer.
Yeah.
and
You're more concerned for him. Yeah.
yeah, but he was like, he wasn't into having sex or anything either. So there's no telling what he would do with his wiener because if he didn't want to like keep it safe at all for anything.
Yeah. Like, all bets are off.
Yeah, it's just a thing to drag cars from and to pee from, and and then, God, oh my God. There was something else that all that reminded me. Oh my God, we were in on that same trip. We were in India, but right by Pakistan. We went like right on the border to film some desert stuff. And one of the guys that we work with, whose name I won't say, but he had a video on his phone or on his camera at the time of his like girlfriend stripping for him, and he starts showing like a few like local dudes in this village.
Yeah.
And this is like right by Pakistan, so it's a pretty conservative area.
Yeah.
And he's showing like a few dudes this video, and then the whole town, like or at least all the dudes in the town, like from 8 years old to 80, like are surrounded watching this video of like this chick stripping, like
Oh
just
man.
stoked, like
Yeah, he's just corrupting the whole situation.
yeah, they just were dying for it.
Oh man.
And Yeah, it was like
the crowd just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
yeah, and it was like that was like that they were. I was like, God, they've been deprived of boobies. Like, yeah, and just like farts, like everyone likes boobies too.
Yeah. Oh man.
And God, that stoked everyone out on us pretty much. And
They're like, that's the good booby video over there.
Yeah.
Go check with them. Yeah.
Sometimes we'd be like overworked and tired, and we were in Borneo, and we landed like in the middle of the jungle somewhere, and we were filming with this group called the Dayaks that are a tribe, and they'd probably never met like Westerners, and so they wanted they like kept making us like drink like their local drink, and like just kept making us get drunk. And then I eventually pretty much passed out, and like Jeff Tremaine came up to me at the end of filming. He's like, "Why'd you pass out? Like you left?" And I was like, "They were making me drink like multiple like constantly," and like, he's like, he's just going off on me. We're all tired, and so then we both got on different boats, and like we're going like down this river in the jungle. It was like Apocalypse Now. And like I'm yelling at him, I'm gonna kick your ass, like, and I was gonna jump out of the boat and like swim to his, and like they were like canoes with motors, and fight him, and then like, and he's like, you're not the Chris I knew that traveled all around Mexico in buses. You're just like your typical American, and I was like, he's just trying to make me mad, and I couldn't do anything about it, like, cause we were on different canoes.
Yeah. And
then like right when we got off the canoe, like I like ran over to like fight him, and he said something to calm me down, and like then we like hugged, and it was all fine. But that kind of stuff would happen a lot.
Oh yeah, dude, I could imagine. That seems crazy that you're just drinking random whatever.
It was just like a rice wine. It was probably like like sake. It wasn't like super like full of alcohol. I just was like
you're just exhausted.
I mean, we had to like do what they told us to do, but like I'd had enough,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then he just wanted to stir it up.
Didn't want. I don't know. Like I was tired.
Yeah.
And God, yeah. I mean, that was a big trip because we went to Indonesia right after India, but
Damn. So how long were you on the road when you guys?
That was for a month.
Oh damn. Okay.
And it was like. Wild Boyz, like we tried to get like as much footage as we could, so like there'd be like 18-hour days a lot.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of work, but yeah, I was like, it was like everyone that worked on it, like would love to like start doing it again.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything's a little bit different now too, because like just the law and YouTube and
oh yeah.
But it wasn't like I think it was kind of misquoted, like Steve-O saying that we stopped doing it because of the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin getting killed. We didn't stop doing it because of that. It was Johnny Knoxville started like just going on trips with us all the time. Like he went on like 3 in a row, and Jeff went up to him and he's like, if you're gonna keep just going on trips with us, why don't we make another movie? And it's just a lot more. It just makes sense, because you've been on the past 3 trips, and it's just it's the same amount of work for you get. It's way better pay,
Yeah.
Wild Boyz didn't make us any like money or anything. It was just
a fun
because
thing.
we wanted to do it.
Yeah. And so, Knoxville wasn't a producer on that, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, he was
So he was
starting to
just
do like,
coming around because it was fun.
Yeah, he was doing like regular movies because I was
right.
Because he originally like set out to be an actor, and then I think Jackass was a something that he wanted to do, but also like it made him famous and
and then it launched the acting career. And yeah.
So he was like doing Dukes of Hazzard and
all. Oh, I know. I mean, he was doing big time stuff. That's why I was wondering if he was a producer on it, and that's why he showed up. But he was just like, no, I want to go have fun with these dudes. And yeah. And then you made the next one. Yeah, no, it's crazy, cause I think like not too long ago you guys went to Puerto Rico, you and Steve-O again, and I started seeing like hashtag Wild Boyz, and I was like, oh man, are they gonna do Wild Boyz again?
Oh yeah, oh god, I like nobody even knows about like I don't know if you talked to Steve much, but
yeah, here and there.
We went to Puerto Rico and to originally Steve like contacted me to like be a part of this dog rescue thing that he was involved in to get dogs out of there that lost their homes during the hurricane. You know, a lot of people had to like bail their houses, and so he was involved with a few groups, and we went there to film originally, and then we started thinking of all these ideas, and so we just, you know, basically was just almost like filming Wild Boyz. Yeah, Steve-O went to the hospital too, and because we did this other bit called the Vasectomy Olympics that it was something that he wanted to do for years, since maybe even before Jackass, and because he's never wanted to have children, and he wanted to get a vasectomy and then do like a bunch of like things that would hurt afterwards, like you get a vasectomy. So we did
Sounds terrible.
we put a like right after the vasectomy, like we went horseback riding, and then we did a piñata with him, with a bunch of kids hitting him in his private spot, and
Oh man.
God, just it was.
So he got it done down there?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
'Cause, I mean, not all doctors are like into doing that, you know.
Yeah.
But this guy ruled. It was totally legit, you know. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of doctors aren't into you filming like the surgeries anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a trip, man. Watching him get, I had no idea how it actually, like, what a vasectomy is, you know. And they basically just snip the tube that takes your semen from your balls to your wiener.
Yeah.
And they snip that, so basically it just doesn't go there. But you still,
Where does it go?
the juice still comes out.
Oh.
The sperm,
yeah.
whatever. The juice when you come is just basically a carrier of the sperm.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
So you still like, it still like looks cool.
Yeah.
But
It looks cool.
But there's just no ammo in it.
Yeah.
There's no venom. in it.
Blanks
So
happening.
yeah, I always imagined like you'd feel like you were having an orgasm, but just nothing would come out. And
Yeah.
that would be a real turnoff to me if I was going to have a vasectomy, like just having a feeling, but nothing.
Yeah,
to
you
show
need the
for it.
show.
Yeah. The excitement.
That's hilarious.
So that was.
So Steve-O can no longer have kids.
No.
That's
well.
it. I mean, you could reverse it or something.
You don't have to. You don't reverse it, but I guess you can harvest the semen from your balls, as the doctor explained it to us. It's a lot more. It's a much more complicated process than just having sex, but you can still get the cum, I guess, the sperm. Like you're not. All is not lost.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a different process. You don't make the baby by having sex.
Whoa. Wait, what do you have to do?
You go to the doctor, and I guess they
and they
the
can
the
get it
sperm
out
from
of there.
your-
Oh, okay, I
from
thought you were saying
your
like
balls.
maybe something up the ass or something to
No.
make it all happen.
They don't take it out of your ass.
No, but you know, like I never understood what that milk the prostate thing is or something.
Oh yeah, I don't either, and who knows what the truth
So
behind
that's
that.
what I wondered if that had
Like
something.
yeah,
To do.
I know, and you know, like when I think you were there on like early Jackass stuff when they did something with a cow.
Yeah.
Remember, like the first thing they did was like pull the poop out of their butt. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It was
What-
like, why was that? We're
Yeah.
sticking our arms in the asshole.
Yeah, and why do you have to fist the cow before he comes? Like, and we on Wild Boyz we did something with a horse, the same thing. Like
Yeah.
we had to pull the poo out of the horse's butt before he was gonna have sex. Yeah. I mean, how come you don't have to do that with humans?
It would make it nice.
It would be a bummer, and like, because I mean, horse and cow's poo is so much nice. It just human feces is gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Like, because I feel like a dog can take a shit on the ground and it's like, it smells a little bit,
Yeah.
but not bad. But then if a human takes a shit on the ground, that smell is so much worse.
Normally when a person's pooing, they're pooing into water.
Yeah.
And you can still smell it, but when,
Yeah, it masks
when
it
the
a little
poo's on
bit.
the regular ground, when it's dry, it's gnarlier than any animal.
Yeah.
Way gnarlier.
I
huh?
guess it's all the weird shit that we eat.
It's
You're, like,
absolutely the
eating
worst
like
shit we
hot
eat.
Cheetos or something.
All this fucked up shit we eat.
Yeah. Like a cow just is eating like grass.
If we say
and-
grass all day,
yeah.
it would be like fucking cow poo.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad really.
Yeah.
It's like it's not much different than grass. Like,
Yeah. There's a little
like,
stink, but
God, yeah, no, human poo is gnarly. Like, you know, like I don't know if you ever had a dog, but if you're walking your dog and he comes upon like bum poo or something, and he just gets so stoked, like, and like, and you try to like stop him from eating it, like, you know, like unfortunately, I've had it happen where the dog found the poo before I spotted it, and you're just bummed. You don't want the dog to lick you anymore, and
you're like, go chill out for a while.
yeah, and you don't tell anybody back home when you get back, like, because you don't want like, oh, it's just a bummer, like, but they just
You don't
want
want to let them know, because then if the dog kisses them,
because when they see dog poo, rarely do they eat it, but if they see like bum poo, human poo,
yeah.
he doesn't have to be homeless, but usually, you know, often that's
That's
whose
the case,
poo's on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
In a God, he just goes for it. Like you never seen him more stoked for a treat. It's a treat.
It's a real treat. It's sick.
But God, something that we were talking about up to that reminded me. God, I don't know if it was harvesting the semen or sticking the fist up the cow's butt, but it reminded me of something else important to talk about. But but you reminded me of something. Let's see, Puerto Rico,
semen, poop.
semen. Yeah, God, I totally forgot. But anyway, so that's what a vasectomy is about, and that's, I mean, it's not forever, but
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't do that to my wiener. Have you had a vasectomy?
No.
Yeah, and you know what? When they snip it, it looks like a calamari, and I didn't like that either. Like
Wait, what looks like a calamari? Your ball?
the tube where the
okay, yeah,
it's called the vas deferens.
Yeah, and then they just pull that out.
In the medical world, the doctors just call it the vas.
The vase.
Yeah.
Damn, you got the inside scoop.
They pull it
now.
out. Yeah, it looked like a little calamari, and I like calamari. I don't like
With marinara sauce, but not in a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, yeah, God, what a trip. But yeah, it was.
So they take that piece out and then that's gone.
They basically just take a piece out of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gone, and then I don't know if they tie it off or what.
Because So the reversal of it is not like they're gonna put those.
You don't just
tubes
tie
back
it back together. No, you just.
Oh, they have to do the harvest.
You harvest it. However that's done. Straight from the source.
So, because the way I've
you put
always
it with
heard
the
it
egg.
sounded like it was so easy to just go back and forth, and it's like, oh, that sounds more difficult. So like, because it seemed like, oh, well, if you did that and then you didn't want to do that,
I bet you could tie it back together. But,
yeah. But either way, it just seems.
I mean,
it
that'd
seems like a
probably
big
be
deal, and
more
he's
of a
just
deal.
randomly just cutting that out.
Well, he does not want to have
Okay.
kids. Like he is like. He's never. It's not a like maybe thing for him. Like he's never wanted them, and
Yeah. Okay. Then that makes sense that he wanted to do it earlier. It almost seems like
he's
he would
always-
do it.
it's-
Yeah.
He's the only reason he hadn't done it yet was because like it was never like arranged to film, and I think during Jackass, like there was probably some weird legal thing,
Right.
Like there was certain things that we just couldn't film, like
Yeah.
when they were gonna like get pressed in liposuction so someone could eat it and all that, and when that actually was gonna come to fruition was in India at this hospital there, and I don't know, something fell through with it, but yeah, I think like the guys from Dirty Sanchez ended up doing it anyway, like.
Oh, and then airing it somewhere random.
I think so, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But
That sounds gnarly.
Yeah.
Eating it.
It's like to make Preston a cannibal, self-cannibalizing. But like something that I just recently learned was that it's probably been going on for years, but my eyes were like fucked up. So I recently got glasses.
Oh, nice. You just couldn't see and you didn't even know?
I could wait. Hold on. Oh my god. I should do this before I put my headphones on. I'm not used to having glasses. So I didn't know this, but probably for like years now, like my eyes have been like messed up. Like, like I'd be like driving and I'd get tired or whatever, and my eyes would be irritated and I needed glasses. But
How did you figure that out?
do I look
Really smart.
really smart? Huh?
Yeah.
I thought
It's crazy. Wow. Tell me how the nuclear physics.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I'm dead serious, guys.
I just want to know something about science now that you have those on.
Hold on. I'm not used to putting glasses on. I gotta do it in order. Wait. Hat first. Ah! God, I never wear them.
Hat first, then glasses first.
I thought just like things like at a certain distance just got blurry, but I was wrong. I needed these. My eyes would always get irritated.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
An object in motion tends to stay in motion. The universe is far too vast for any of us to comprehend or understand.
Jesus, you're really smart.
Whoa.
Get those things off. Yeah. Instant caveman. Wow.
Do I look too serious?
Very.
Of course I'm serious.
Dead serious. Oh, man. Wow. This is like, okay, so this is going to be like the really serious part of the interview.
Now let's get real. 12 times 12 is 144. Is that right?
Yeah, that's totally right.
Is it right?
That's right. But take that off and try that again. 12 times what?
No, if you get too intense. God, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's hard to be so smart.
it's really hard to be smart. Eventually go crazy.
Yeah.
Life. No. Anyway, God, I can't even fucking talk. I got to take the glasses off.
Yeah.
All right.
Get back to
dummy.
regular Chris.
All right. So, anyway. No.
So wait, yeah. So you've traveled so much, it's insane. Like on Wild Boyz and all of those things, and you're traveling again with the other Jackass guys doing comedy tours.
Well, like we went on with some of the Jackass dudes. We went on a few comedy tours.
Yeah.
We went through on a Canadian tour with Dave England, Danger Aaron, Wee Man, Preston, myself, and
Damn, yeah,
that name.
Like everybody.
Yeah. So and then May and Dimitri went along to film, and the tour was the first tour. God, like the first night, I think, like I don't know if Dave England was just too pent up from being a family man, but we were doing a show in Quebec, in Montreal, and like. I was on stage. I think I was the last one that night, and like I hear someone's like, God, actually it started before I was even on stage. Actually, I think Danger Aaron was on stage, and someone's throwing bottles at him, and
Jesus.
He's like, oh fuck, the crowd hates me, like, and he looks up and it's Dave England, like it's Dave's up on his balcony throwing bottles, and then he like tries to piss on him or pissed on him. And,
from the balcony.
So like tension immediately started like between the two of them, and like by the third show, we were at this weird venue like that had a like kind of an upstairs part where we could look down at the stage, and Dave's watching Aaron doing his set, and Dave's like, he's going way too long, like, and Dave brought like a cane along so in case this happened. I guess he like foresaw it, like so he could yank him off the stage like they do in the Gong Show.
Yeah.
Or like Bugs Bunny cartoons. So he like sneaks up on Aaron and like, like grabs him around the neck with the cane and yanks him off the stage, and like, God, like Aaron was pissed, and like Aaron came up to me later, like he's like, "Do you see what Dave did?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, he fucking yanked me off the stage with a cane. Like, I'm gonna kill him. And
Oh
like,
man, so he was like
I'm
pissed for
I was-
real? Like,
oh yeah, he was pissed.
Oh.
And he's, I'm like, God, that's fucked up. And so then later on, after the show's over, we're doing the meet and greet where the people like, they go down this like where they can buy merchandise, like and people's
Yeah.
shirts and get pictures and autographs and all that. So all these people are in line, and Aaron just like, it's like brewing in him, and then he just like, all of a sudden out of nowhere, he just, and Dave was on the other side of the merch table with May, because May was selling all our merchandise, and Dave's standing by her, and like, Aaron just like explodes, and he just charges him out of nowhere and just does a big haymaker and punches him in the temple. And he had like these big rings on, like his weird motorcycle gang rings, and then like Dave like just explodes and like knocks the table over and starts doing his weird Dave punches. Like it was like he was like that video game where you try to like knock the gophers down.
oh yeah.
Like
Whack-a-mole thing.
Yeah, Dave punches like this, so Dave's like, you motherfucker, I'll kill you, and like he's like, ah, and then like the security.
Where are you? You're just right there.
I was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uncomfortable, and all the fans, like all the people that went to the show, were like just like, what the fuck? Like you went to this show, and then all of a sudden, it's like if you went to see a band and the band just starts fighting. Like,
Yeah. Fuck.
like afterwards, so like the security had to like apprehend Dave because he
Wait, Dave? He's not even the one that started it.
well, after Aaron punched him, Dave started going crazy with his Muffin Man punches, like all of them. And so like they were uncomfortable because they were like really nice guys, and like they didn't want to have to manhandle any of us, but like they had to control Dave. So like they're holding Dave, and like I was laughing, and I was like, God, it was like a movie. It was so weird, and I was like, it's all right, I kind of calmed him down, and like we took them outside, and then God, he was super pissed, and then like someone like calmed Dave down, and then we finished the meet and greet up, and it was just like, whoa, that was uncomfortable, and God, that was really good entertainment, I think, for the crowd.
Yeah.
And then like we were back in we were in an RV on that tour. We're back in the RV, and Dave's like,
Wait, so did they pull like Aaron out of there, or like
they pulled Dave out.
Just Dave, and then they let Aaron just hang out?
Aaron hung out. Yeah, we had to separate them because someone had to like go out.
I love that he's got motorcycle gang rings punching people, and then
Yeah.
he gets to stay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, like what the hell?
yeah. I mean, that's how I remember it, at least. But
Yeah.
maybe they both went out, but they separated them
But
anyway.
yeah, either
And,
way.
so after the meet and greet, we're in the RV, and we're just parked there, and like all of a sudden, like I guess like everything had calmed down, and then Aaron started like being like worrying about Dave swelling, and starts like, he's like, you better put ice on it within.
Being his nurse.
Right after starts nursing Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts caring for him, and like starts icing Dave, and it was really weird. Like it was like he shot him, and then takes him takes the bullet out of him, and and then in the meantime, like some people had stolen during all the distraction, some kids had stolen some of Wee Man's merchandise, and so we had to go to some bar where the people were possibly hanging out, and try to apprehend these people, and eventually we got the merch back, but it was just a mess, and that was at the very beginning of it, and then
That was the beginning of the tour?
Yeah, that was the third
Just to
day.
kick it off. Well, that's what you
Yeah.
were saying. He was a pent-up house dad or whatever.
Yeah. That was the line. Dave, and this was God, how many years of abuse, finally, coming to a head. Oh, God, yeah. So, I mean, he whacked Dave good. And but yeah, it was so rad how he was nursing him afterwards.
Yeah.
And then, they were hugging and stuff. And then, God, later on a few days later, it's like when you're on tour, days are like weeks, and there was another guy that was on the tour with us that was our opening act who, pissed us off, and we fired him and left him
He was like a comedian guy? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he'd been abusive to people, and
Oh, fuck.
so instead of we're at a point halfway through where we were going to the maritime region where it's it was pretty far, so it was like, if we're gonna like lose this dude, I think he was all coked out, and I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want to
sure.
badmouth anybody, but he.
Well, we don't know his name, so
we
who
didn't.
cares?
Yeah, yeah, and he probably never will. But he didn't belong with us.
Yeah.
And so I had to fire him, and then fucking. Yeah, I mean, everyone unanimously like voted like that this guy can't continue with us, and so I
Yeah.
had to be the kill man. And,
I love that there's fist fights going on between Dave and Aaron, and then there's some other guy that's like, he's way worse. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he tried to
He's doing
acted like he
shitty
was gonna
stuff,
fight
yeah.
us all. I think he just took too much cocaine, and like a few days later, like he was being abusive, and I confronted him over it, and he's like, "I'm the one that brought you here. This is my place."
What?
Like it wasn't his place anyway.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, and I think he got like too big-headed. Like
Yeah.
he started. You know when people get on TV for like a second and
Oh,
like
man, yeah.
they get like an ego. Some people are like that, and he got that. Like and like I was, this guy needs to be shut down now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm a camera guy for like reality TV, and then nobody knows who the person is. Like the first
Yeah.
day, 5 days in, they think they're a big star.
they're Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and it hasn't even aired yet.
Yeah.
So you're like, wait, but you're only famous to you because
Yeah.
no one even saw this yet.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's weird
to
how that
watch
happens.
happen.
And those people are always the people that like are fly by night anyway. But
Yeah.
like this person should not be famous. Like it's not going to be good for them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And-
Exactly.
and so yeah, it just needed to be stopped then. And so yeah, we like.
so how
voted,
long are
you
those
know.
tours? Like how long?
That one was it was like over 2 weeks, but
Okay.
it was a mission. Like it was fun though. We went up in the middle and like up in like Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and places where a lot of bands don't go. I noticed like on the walls like bands don't go there, so there's cover bands, really good cover bands, but they're tribute bands, you know, like for example, like Rush is not going to go there for a show, so
Right.
there's a really good Rush tribute band that's pretty much just as good.
Yeah.
Like-
so they second best did what they had to do.
Any band you want to see, you can pretty much see there at a little bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're all tribute bands. So it was really rad. And then after that we went to Australia and we did a tour there, and then we came back, and then after Christmas we did another tour in Australia, and that was awesome. Like we didn't all go on that one because it just didn't work out with logistics. So
Yeah.
Aaron had to stay behind, and
Yeah.
which led to some controversy in itself. It wasn't because he hit Dave, but those tours were super fun going to Australia. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I think,
So, because I remember, like, because back in the day, when Jackass was starting, and you know, like I would go on and do like live stuff with Steve-O sometimes,
Yeah.
and
you
with
did a bunch of little
Ryan and-
shows.
yeah, and those things. And so this is a little different, though, right? Like,
yeah, these are like
yeah.
for the most part they're stand-up comedy shows. Like,
Yeah.
they're not like the Steve-O party.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That I hated doing those shows. Like,
Yeah, those things were gnarly. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, you're
I
jumping
hated
on
them.
ladders and clotheslining yourself
Yeah.
and getting hit with light bulbs
yeah,
and whatever.
I didn't even like doing it at the time. Like
Yeah.
but these ones are way different. They're more similar to what Steve does now. Like
Yeah,
if
like
anything.
telling stories and
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
we
like,
do a few like stunt stuff. We do like a few physical stuff, and but like with everybody and like, but yeah, it's not like that. It's not like the fucking just rager party.
Yeah.
Like that. Like you actually like have to like there's like words.
Those words are involved.
I mean, really, what I just like do, I guess it's stand-up comedy. Like, but yeah, we do like a few stunts just to make it fun.
Yeah.
And do like some audience stuff, but it's always super fun anyway. And it's like just it's what you want. Like, it's not just like the raw like get fucked up like
Yeah.
you know, that piss on, you know, I mean, it ended up being piss on people anyway, but
Yeah.
in a way it was more fucked up, but it wasn't supposed to be.
That wasn't the intention, but
No.
somehow it goes there.
That's just
Yeah.
the perfect chemistry of Jackass, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just, you have these people like that every ingredient, you know, equals like the perfect combination, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why people end up like getting pissed on.
Yeah. It's hard not to when that's
Yeah.
the normal way.
Yeah, God. Oh my God. Yeah, we had there was a weird stalker on, I don't want to put anyone down, but there was a stalker on that Canadian tour that like, God, I hope she doesn't watch this, but she was like she was like a poop scientist. That's what
Yes.
we called her. She studied like fecal matter, but she was following all the shows and I guess she was sleeping in her car and eventually like Aaron took her in and I mean, all the other guys on that tour, like they're all, you know, like family men now, you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
So Aaron had to be like the slut, like,
Oh, it
so
had to be.
Aaron, who normally, you know, wouldn't be known for his promiscuity,
Yeah.
but I don't know what happened, but
She did a little science on his poop.
we don't know, we don't know what Aaron did and what he didn't do, like, and the story, like, at first was like, oh, I had her give me a back rub, and then it changed a little bit, but yeah. So
Once it starts changing, you know that that's not what happened.
yeah, and then Aaron met up with an old fling on that same tour, and actually like to add to his sluttiness, like he stayed like the night with this girl that he knew from back in the day when he was snowboarding in Vancouver or something. And he flew to the next gig afterwards so he could stay with this chick.
Oh, wow.
And who knows what happened that night.
Yeah.
And like,
Damn, that's serious. He bought a flight to stay longer?
yeah. And yeah, we stayed the night. So he could stay the night and like, you know, sleep in. And then he flew to the next gig.
Oh, yeah.
I even called him in the middle of the night while we were on the road. And like, I wanted to make him feel like a part of the, like, I just wanted to, we missed him, and I told him the windshield wipers were broken on the RV, even though they weren't broken, because he was the only one that knew how to fix them.
Yeah.
They weren't even broken, but I wanted, like, I guess I missed him, and I just wanted to talk to him and hear his voice. So I asked him, you know, I had him, like, walk me through, like, how to fix them, but they were working fine, actually, at the time, but yeah, we all missed him, and so... Yeah, he was just jumping from one woman to the next.
Yeah,
So,
just
yeah.
having a good time with
Yeah.
the poop scientist.
Yeah, Aaron is a slut.
Total slut.
Total slut.
So his slutty ways are why he
Yeah.
didn't go to Australia.
Sluttiest of the bunch. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we knew like it would just lead to trouble. So
Too much
so he-
sluttiness. It's so funny because I guess he is kind of the only one that's not
He's
married
really slutty. Yeah,
and like, or yeah,
he's loyal to no one but
he's loyal to
himself.
sluttiness.
Yeah, that's who he's.
It's just a loyal slut.
Yeah, he's married to the desires in his loins. And,
Yeah. Oh man,
but
dude. So those are fun. So are you doing more of those or?
I think we're gonna do some like in a few months. But,
Oh, cool.
But on our last tour, like right after our second Australian tour, we had to go straight to or May and I had to go straight to Africa, like to start Action Point.
Yeah.
And so we were actually like it was like all messed up with the visas. We had to get a work visa to be in South Africa, and so we had to actually fly back to California and stay like from the airport. I went to like the South African embassy, got a visa, took a nap, like washed my clothes here at the house, and then like got on another plane and went to South Africa.
Fuck.
And so and I just went around the world because I was in like Western Australia, like it's probably the closest place to like Cape Town, South Africa, that I could have possibly been.
Yeah.
And then I just went back around the world. And,
Damn.
And then
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
like
crazy.
in
And then
same amount of time.
But South Africa was awesome, and it's so fun there. Like, and it was filming that movie was really fun. Like, that was like, it was. I wish like that we were doing like, I would love to do like a Jackass stuff more. I mean, like do it right, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just rad being with. I mean, that was just like Knoxville and a few of the bros from the crew like JP and Scott. And, and that just felt good. But it would be rad to like do like one more movie. Like you should, if we do one, you should fucking be a part of it too. Like
Hell yeah.
because like
Is there ever any talk of that or not really?
everybody wants. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like all the fans of Jackass want it, and I think the world probably needs it, and
Yeah.
I think yeah, I think that's probably like. I think everyone misses it a lot, you know.
Dude, it is. I mean,
Coming down off it, I think is hard on a lot of the guys. Like,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, and it's so funny too, because like you said, just even like talking about touring with those guys and doing that, like just the group of everybody together is the funniest shit.
Yeah,
you know,
it
like
is. And
the chemistry is incredible.
It is.
And
yeah, like what we do together is going to be way better than what we do on our own. You know, everyone's great on their own, but
Yeah.
what really makes it is everyone together, and
Yeah.
that's. It's not about stunts and it is like to the people. Some people, you know that like it's really I think what people like is seeing the guys together and how they interact with each other, and
Yeah,
it reminds them of their friends and
exactly. I always felt like there are stunt guys that make movies and that stuff, and some of that stuff is gnarly as hell, but it's the take on doing it.
Yeah.
Like the funniness of you being with Steve and then Aaron and Dave and like everybody just their take on how they would escape getting hit by a bull.
Yeah.
Like that's the funniest shit.
That is, and that's I mean, like there's the people that are into watching stunts and stuff that, you know, but the reason like there's like the shows that are like Jackass that don't really take off in the same way, it's not because of they're like not doing the gnarly stunts or whatever.
Right.
Like it's because they don't like it's the guys hanging out together. You know.
Yep.
It's because Aaron's like punching Dave. Like,
yeah,
he
exactly.
yanked him off the stage with a cane, like, and that's just real life. Like,
Yeah.
And a camera happens to be going, like, and you just can't make that stuff up, you know.
Yeah.
And one of us is, one dude's like little, one guy's fat, one guy's, always naked, one guy's this and that, like, and it was never planned out to be like that cast. It's just like
it just took shape.
You just it was like it just happened. Like, thank God. But
yeah, and so like I kind of always wondered because I've heard like everybody's story, and I met you like when we started doing the show way back, and like I always wondered because I knew you were a skateboarder growing up, and then like, but you did like crazy shit, and then like, how did you get involved with Jeff and Big Brother and all that? Like from being sponsored?
Originally, I got interviewed for being a skater and Big Brother, and my interview was pretty like eccentric, I guess, and like when it came out, like it kind of made a lot of people like kind of like be like, what the fuck, like, and I realized like the guy that interviewed me, Thomas Campbell, was like, I think you should probably work with these guys, and I was like, I think I should, and so then I like called Jeff and started like being a part of the magazine, and that was when I was like 18.
Yeah.
So like I was involved in that till I was like 26, and then Jackass started. So it just happened, it evolved because it was like it was just doing the magazine and then doing the skateboard videos, just like you guys were doing, and then eventually it just became TV, but.
And were you still skating, like, because you were sponsored like by or whatever, like at that point, like you were and like did you like just keep skating while you were kind of with Big Brother? Or
like I was involved in that the whole time,
and you were still skating hard, and then so because it's crazy. Like I just remember, like I remember seeing a bunch of footage of you skating and being like, damn, this dude fucking rips. And then he's funny as shit too. So, like there was like, both sides of it. Like,
yeah. Wasn't a trip like to you, like, like when you guys were doing CKY and everyone, like when you're growing up, everyone hated you, like probably hated you guys, like you guys were like the misfits.
Yeah.
And then like when Jackass comes out, all of a sudden, like everyone likes you. Like,
yeah.
I really noticed, like even in skateboarding world, like a lot of people in the skateboard world didn't even like Big Brother dudes, like.
Oh yeah. Like, hell no.
And it was just a weird time, like, it was weird going from being like hated, even when we were filming Jackass before it went on TV. Like, there was a few times like when I was like roller skating in a jockstrap or something, people on the beach were like wanting to fight me and stuff, and like.
Yeah.
And after Jackass came out, it was like if I would have done the same thing, they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It was crazy how, because I always remember that, like where. Like now it's like, damn, like Chris Pontius, and then you're very much known partyboy, that bit you did, like, and then it's like, oh yeah, we love him, oh Knoxville, like we love him, like dude, in 2000 when that came out, it was
Totally.
like people hated.
Yeah, they hated it.
Like and
Yeah.
now it's like, oh yeah, we all love it, and it's kind of crazy because I think like things shifted so much
did.
because like you think of like when Steve-O jumped into the pile of elephant shit, like at that time people were like, oh my god, that's
know.
the most disgusting thing
And
ever.
I didn't think I thought it was a dud bit at the time.
Yeah.
like, when we were filming it.
Yeah,
like,
and then now
that got so much attention.
yeah, like but like all that stuff was like pushing limits, and people were like, holy shit, this is insane.
Yeah.
And I think like it's just crazy that it was like pushing the limits, and then nowadays like still good. Cool. And it was like pushing the limits at that time, and then like you almost had to just keep going crazier and crazier, because now with like YouTube, with all these things, I feel like you're just inundated with so many like ridiculous things
Yeah.
that it's almost hard to shock people.
I think so. I think it seems like with us, it seems like it just happens. Like you can plan when you're living in that Jackass world, and like you just start thinking like that, and stuff just happens naturally. It actually just comes, and
Yeah.
like you don't have to try, and that's what's rad about like being with that group of people. But I think at the time, like when Jackass started, like the world, it was like the millennium, like
Yeah.
the world, it was a time for it to change, like
Yeah.
and there was a lot of lame stuff back then, like where it was lame that if you ran around naked, people would want to beat you up, you know, like
Right.
the world needed to change, and it needed that little push.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's
And you were there to give it.
that's what we did. We gave
Yeah.
it to them.
Oh, yes. No, it's getting very serious. This interview has just changed and become very serious. Dude, yeah, I mean, shit, I would love to see another one. I never know, because you always hear whispers of whether it would or it wouldn't, and then I kind of I went on the other side of things and started working in camera department, and actually on Bad Grandpa, I had just moved back out here right at that point, and then Tremaine was like, dude, you just got here, like come with us on the one trip. So I went on the trip and just worked like as like a production assistant, and getting like releases signed like after Knoxville, like is like hanging his long balls out, and like you're like trying to get releases, you know, like it was so funny, but being a part of that and being in that mix again just felt good, even
Feels
like
good, huh?
you know, just to be around everybody
Yeah.
and laughing, and it was just it was just so rad to be in the same atmosphere.
I hope that we do another one, and you should definitely be a part of it.
Yeah, it would be rad. I would love it. I mean, and I always look back on those times of like, dude, so much funny shit. And like, just to the place where you like, even when you're filming it and the stuff that doesn't get caught on film or whatever, like you're just laughing till your stomach hurts, and that's the best fucking feeling.
Yeah. I think who knows?
Yeah, well,
Hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah.
I think everyone misses it.
Yeah. The
world needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Aaron needs it so he can get sluttier than ever.
I know.
Yeah.
God,
You guys such a
whore.
slut.
Well, actually, whores you have to pay.
Yeah, danger slut is just.
Slut.
Well, dude, thanks for coming on the Bathroom
Thanks for
Break
having me.
podcast. This has
Awesome.
been just been funny, and hell yeah.
Awesome. Thanks,
brother.
Chris.
Thanks.